Ever you desire to appear lordly and gracious as a king of old. Boromir would have remembered his father's need. He would have brought me a kingly gift. Denethor II, the Steward of Gondor, is one of the most tragic and complex characters in Middle-earth. As the 26th and last ruling Steward of Gondor, Denethor inherited not only the responsibilities of his forebears, but also the immense pressures of governing a realm on the brink of ruin. His story is one of strength, wisdom, pride, and ultimately despair, encapsulating the struggle of Gondor in the face of overwhelming darkness. Denethor was born in the Third Age, 2930, to Ecthelion II, the 25th Steward of Gondor. From a young age, Denethor was noted for his intelligence, commanding presence, and strong will. These qualities earned him respect and admiration, but also made him proud and resistant to advice from others. His early years were spent studying Gondor's history, learning its strategies of war, and preparing for leadership, as he was destined to succeed his father as steward. Denethor's life took a pivotal turn when he encountered Finduilas, the daughter of Prince Adrahil of Dol Amroth. The two were married, and Finduilas brought light and joy to Denethor's life. Together, they had two sons, Boromir and Faramir. Boromir, the elder, became the favored son, admired for his bravery and strength, while Faramir, more contemplative and gentle, often struggled to gain his father's approval. However, Denethor's happiness was short-lived. Finduilas's health began to decline after moving to the cold and shadowed city of Minas Tirith. She died young, in 2978, leaving Denethor a widower. Her death profoundly affected him, amplifying his stern demeanor and isolating him emotionally from his sons. Denethor became steward in 2984 after the death of his father. His reign coincided with one of the most perilous times in Gondor's history. Sauron had returned to power in Mordor, and the shadow over the east deepened, with the Dark Lord amassing armies and preparing to strike. Gondor's southern provinces were under constant attack by the Corsairs of Umbar, while Mordor's forces threatened the eastern borders. Denethor was a capable and cunning leader. He strengthened Gondor's defenses and maintained its borders despite dwindling resources and allies. His strategic mind and unwavering determination earned him the loyalty of his people. However, he ruled with a growing sense of paranoia and pride, refusing aid or advice from others, particularly from those he perceived as rivals, such as Gandalf. Denethor's mistrust of Gandalf stemmed from the wizard's association with Aragorn, whom Denethor saw as a threat to the steward's authority. Though Aragorn was the rightful heir to the throne of Gondor, Denethor resented the idea of a king reclaiming the crown and ending the line of stewards. This resentment was fueled by his belief that the stewards had ruled Gondor more effectively than the ancient kings. Denethor's growing despair and paranoia were exacerbated by his use of the Palantír, a seeing stone that allowed him to perceive events from afar. Unlike Saruman, who used a Palantír to serve Sauron's purposes, Denethor sought to use it to protect Gondor. However, Sauron manipulated the stone, feeding Denethor visions of Gondor's imminent doom and overwhelming strength of Mordor's forces. These visions broke his spirit, convincing him that resistance was futile. Denethor's pride and isolation deepened, and he became increasingly harsh toward his younger son, Faramir. While he adored Boromir as the embodiment of Gondor's valor, he viewed Faramir as weaker and less capable. This strained relationship led to painful confrontations, particularly after Boromir's death, which Denethor took as a devastating blow to his hopes for Gondor's future. Faramir's failure to bring the One Ring to Gondor, as Boromir had attempted, further embittered Denethor. The climax of Denethor's story unfolds during the siege of Gondor in The Return of the King. As Sauron's armies laid siege to Minas Tirith, Denethor sank further into despair. When Faramir was gravely injured during a futile attempt to retake Osgiliath, a mission driven in part by Denethor's expectations, Denethor lost all hope. Believing that Gondor was doomed and unwilling to face the humiliation of defeat, Denethor succumbed to madness. Denethor ordered a funeral pyre to be built in the Hallows and placed the unconscious Faramir upon it, intending to burn both himself and his son. At this critical moment, Gandalf and Pippin intervened, saving Faramir from the flames. Denethor, consumed by despair and rage, took his own life by leaping into the fire with the Palantír in his hands. Denethor's death marked the end of the line of ruling stewards. His tragedy lies in his inability to see beyond his pride and despair. Despite his flaws, Denethor was a man of great intellect and determination, who genuinely sought to protect Gondor. His story serves as a poignant reflection of the burdens of leadership and the corrosive effects of pride and fear. Faramir survived and went on to become a beloved leader, symbolizing hope and renewal for Gondor under the reign of King Aragorn. Denethor's life and choices remain a powerful testament to the complexities of Tolkien's characters and the rich tapestry of Middle-earth's history. That concludes our dive into Denethor II. Until next time, beware the visions of the cursed Palantír. The vault is now closed.